Very good evening, everyone. Very good evening. My name is Ashutosh Kumar Singh, and on behalf of Vardaan Academy, I welcome each and every one of you in our class today. Uh, मैंने पहले भी आपको बताया है कि ये क्लास हमारी
Very good evening, everyone. Very good evening.
Give me a minute.
My name is.
तो हमारी ये जो क्लास होगी ये पूरी क्लास हमारी इंग्लिश में होगी. Alright. So the complete class is going to be in English. So if anyone is interested in Hindi lectures, हिंदी के लेक्चर्स अगर आपको देखते हैं तो अस्थाना सर ने अभी हिस्ट्री शुरू किया है, जो कि प्राचीन भारत से शुरू किया है जिन्होंने. तो आप अस्थाना सर की क्लासेस को फॉलो कर सकते हैं. उनके रेगुलर वीडियोस आपको अपलोडेड मिलते हैं, आप उन्हें फॉलो कीजिए. ठीक है. एंड दिस क्लास इज गोइंग टू बी स्ट्रिक्टली इन इंग्लिश एंड वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस हिस्ट्री टुडे. बहुत सारे बच्चे हैं, बोर होता होगा एग्जाम में, पता नहीं कितना पढ़ना है, how much we have to study, and we are not sure what exactly needs to be studied, right? And even sometimes we get bored, like what we are going to study. Every time I'm reading a name of a king and I'm reading there like when he was born, when this war happened, that happened. It's quite boring, right? But it's not going to happen now onwards, trust me. Okay, chalo, let's start. Give me a minute. Hello. Okay, so चलो शुरू किया जाए. Let's start. See, in history, when we say history, when we are reading history, okay. So whenever we start reading history, you always remember we divide history into three sections, right? You have already studied, you have already learned about it in schools also, right? We divide our history in three sections. First one is our ancient history. This is our ancient history. Okay. Second here is our medieval. Okay, medieval history, and here we call it as either we go with the modern history or we go with Indian national moments. Okay, so this is the modern history, or we also call it the Indian national moments. Okay, these are the three parts that are divided, our history is divided into. Okay, so first we'll see what do we see in history, or what exactly is the timeline, which is the largest part. The largest part is the ancient history. Okay, this is the largest part. Okay, and which is the smallest part? The smallest part is your modern history. Okay, this is the smallest part. All right, now we will see if we divide these time periods, if we divide the time periods and we see like which religion were dominant religion into each section. So we will come to know that in ancient times the Hindu religion, you see the Buddhism and the Jainism. Okay, these were the prominent religions in the ancient history. Okay, then comes the medieval. In medieval time, you see the Islam to be the major religion. Okay, and along with Islam, you also see here the Sikhism. Okay, the Sikhism. All right. In the modern history, you will see the Christianity. Better to say the British. Better to say the British. Okay, we will see the Christianity. Now we will come down to what are the time period. What are the time periods? Chalo, let's see what are the time periods. So if we see the time periods, see ancient history starts from 2.5 lakh years ago. 2.5 lakh years ago, and we come down till 1206. Okay, we will come down till 1206 AD. And this is the part which is the largest part that you can see very easily here, and this is the part that we are going to read or study as ancient history. Okay, now the second part, the medieval history, here we will start with 1206 and we will come down till ideally we should be coming down till 1784. Okay, but we will study this till 1707. Okay, we'll study this till 1707, but ideally you should come till 1784. Okay, and from here the modern history will start from 1707. We will calculate and till date. This is your modern history till date. So anything that happened yesterday also, that is our history, right? We know that anything that happened yesterday also, that is the history. So that we will put in the modern history section. Okay, I hope I'm very clear. You have understood the timeline, the ancient, the medieval and the modern history, and these are the timelines, okay, that we are going to follow. Okay, chalo. Now we will see which is the easiest, which is the most important, okay, and which is the most difficult. So if you calculate and if you try to understand which is the easiest one, okay, um, we can say the medieval is the easiest. Okay, medieval is the easiest, and the most important is the modern history. Okay, the modern history, when the British came into India and how they were ruling the country and all. Okay, so modern history is the most important one. All right, the modern history is the most important part. Okay, and if we calculate the medieval history, medieval history is the second most important as per your examinations. Even if you calculate the SSC, UPSC, in any examination you take, the medieval part is the second most important. And then we will come to see the ancient part, which is the least important for us. But when I'm saying the least important, don't consider to be like completely negligible, because nowadays you will see there is a new trend in the examination that they have already started asking a lot many questions from the ancient part. Okay, so from the ancient history they have already started asking a lot many questions. Okay, sure. So what we will follow the pattern, we will follow the pattern that miss you sir. Amit, don't worry, let me finish the English part. Okay, at least let me finish the medieval part in English. Okay, and after that I will bring the same classes for you in Hindi also. Okay, so don't worry at all. It's just the demand. I always keep asking you guys in the video that you tell me what you do like to learn. And anyways, you are from the offline batch, right, Amit? You're from the offline batch. So anyways, we are covering the history for you in the offline class. Okay. So you meet me in the academy and I will see you there. We will cover all these topics in Hindi for you. Okay. But online also, in YouTube also, I will bring the Hindi classes in parts, not as a full course, but in parts. Okay. You can follow that one. And this class that I'm taking, this is going to be a very detailed class. So anyone appearing for any examinations like SSC, PCS, UPSC, I'm going to take care of all the section. Okay, I'm going to tell you the complete theory. I'm going to get into the depth. At the same time, I'm going to ask you to write down the points also. Okay. And Amit, my timings bana dunga. Okay, don't worry. This is the today we have started at this time, but I will have the Lucent and other courses. Ye uska time hai, right? So I'll continue with that. I will shift this class to another time. Don't worry. Chalo. So what we are going to start, we will start the medieval, so that we don't feel sleepy very soon. Okay. Let us have some energy with the medieval. Then we will move on to the modern history, wherein we are going to study about the advent of all the different religions into the country. Okay, the Christianity and the arrival of the East India Company, and how the British rule has been established in the country. It's a very detailed study that we will have to do in modern. Okay, and after doing the modern, we will go back to the ancient and we'll try to cover the ancient as soon as possible. Okay, so today we are going to start with medieval. Okay, sure. Now see, in medieval history, when you start reading the medieval history, as I said, we will start reading the medieval history in 1206, okay, and we will study, ideally it is studied till 1857, or you can say 1784, Battle of Buxar, but we are going to study it till 1707. That is the day Aurangzeb dies, okay. This is the day when Aurangzeb, you must have heard this name, Aurangzeb, the Mughal Empire ruler. Okay, so the Mughal king dies in 1707, Aurangzeb, and we are going to study our medieval history till here, and then we are going to call from there that we have started with the modern history. Okay, and we will start here from 1206. This is the day when you will see the start of the Delhi Sultanate in India, the Delhi Sultanate. Okay, so primarily, if you see the medieval history, we are going to we are going to study majorly two empires. One is the Delhi Sultanate, the Delhi Sultanate, okay, and second one we are going to study is the Mughals, the Mughals, okay, the Mughal Empire. And remember, Delhi Sultanate and Mughals, we are not going to just study like we will cover the facts and only those things, but we are going to study it in depth. We are going to study the art and the architectures, what are the different effects that it brought in the country. Okay, so we are going to cover all the points. All right, chalo. So first we will cover the Delhi Sultanate. We will cover one by one important kings. We will keep covering, and the remaining kings I will let you know the names and everything. But important kings we are going to cover them especially, and then we will move on to Mughals. Okay. Sure. So let's start with the Delhi Sultanate. Let's start with the Delhi Sultanate. Now, when we see Delhi Sultanate, when we see your Delhi Sultanate. See, Delhi Sultanate started in the year 1206, okay, and it ended in 1526. Okay, it ended in 1526. In 1206, it was established by who? Qutub-Ud-Din-Aibak. Okay, Qutub-Ud-Din-Aibak established the Delhi Sultanate, and it ended in 1526 with the Battle of Panipat. Battle of Panipat. Okay, remember these 2 points, because 1526 is very important for you, because in 1526 you see the Battle of Panipat that happens between Ibrahim Lodi and the Mughal Emperor Babur. Okay, and this is the very deciding battle, because this will end the Delhi Sultanate and it will start the Mughal Empire. Okay, so this is a very important date that you have to remember. Okay, then you will see in Delhi Sultanate there are different dynasties that are going to rule. There are various dynasties that are going to rule within the Delhi Sultanate, and there are major 5 dynasties that you will see here. And these 5 dynasties are, you can have different tricks in Hindi. For Hindi students, we have different tricks that I have already told you also there, so that you can very easily remember it. Okay, the first one is the Slave Dynasty. Okay, the second one is your Khiljis, the Khaljis. Okay, Babur and Lodi, right? 1526, Babur and Ibrahim Lodi. Slave and the Khaljis. The third one is the Tughlaqs. The Tughlaqs. Fourth one is the Sayyids. Okay, and the last one is the Lodis. Okay, how to remember it? See, slaves are also known as the Gulams. Okay, they are also known as the Mamluks. They are also known as Mamluks. Okay, and if you have any doubt, please write your doubt in the comment section so that I can answer you very quickly. Okay, if you are not able to understand, let me know in the comment section. If you are not able to grasp something, if you need a better explanation for any point, you can let me know. Okay, so slaves are also known as the Gulams or the Mamluks. Okay, Gulams in, you can say in Urdu, and Mamluks they are called in Turkish. Mamluks. Okay, so it's the same meaning. SKT, SKL. Okay, so that is SKTSL. Okay, in Hindi we used to remember it like गुलाब खिले तो सांस लो. गुलाब, if you understand Hindi, then it's better for you. गुलाब खिले तो सांस लो. ठीक है. right Amit. SKTSL और गुलाब खिले तो सांस लो. Okay, so G for gulams, गुलाब के G से गुलाम्स, खिले के K से you get the खलजीज, तो के तुगलक से तो से T से तुगलक, सांस के S से you get the Sayyids, and लो के L से you get the Lodis. Okay, there are various ways that you can remember. Funny one is Jija Ji ka Takla Sala. This is one that I find normally you hear this sentence on the internet. Jija Ji ka Takla Sala. These are various ways that you can remember it. Okay. New trick. I always keep making tricks so that this is not my trick basically. Gulab Khile To Saans To. This is one of my student who made it. Okay, he gave me this trick. So this is a better one. I used to use Jija Ji Ka Takla Sala, and he gave me this trick. Gulab Khile To Saans Lo. Okay. All right. Chalo. So in Delhi, when we are seeing the Delhi Sultanate, Delhi Sultanate starts with, as I said, it starts with the slaves. Okay, then the Khaljis, also known as Khiljis. Okay, then we have the Tughlaqs or the Tughlaqs. Then you have the Sayyids, and then you have the Lodis. What are the time periods for them? So slaves, you have to remember, slaves starts from 1206 and they will end in 1290. Okay, so that makes it 84 years, I think. It should be 84 years. Right, therefore 84 years. Then comes the Khaljis, okay, and Khaljis are going to rule only for 30 years, so that makes it 1290 to 1320. Okay, so they are going to rule only for 30 years. Okay, then comes the Tughlaqs, and Tughlaqs are going to rule for the most of the time, so 1320 to 1414. So calculate how many years. I think it's 96 years, right? It's 96 years. Then are the Sayyids are going to rule from 1414 to 1451. Okay, so that makes them what, 37 years. Okay, and the last one are the Lodis. Not going on my back. Okay, and the last one, very nice Amit, very nice. And the Lodis are the last with 1451, and they are going to rule up till 1526. That is the Battle of Panipat. This is Battle of Panipat. I hope I'm audible. Let me know in the comment section. Those who are online, let me know in the comment section. Am I audible to you? Because I believe light gayi hai, so there should not be any issue. Backup should be working fine. Okay, so Lodis are going to rule for 1451 to 1526. So how many years? That makes it 50 and 60, 70, 76, somewhere around 77 years or 87 years. Check this out. Okay, so this is the time period for Lodi dynasty. Okay, now if you see, Khaljis ruled for the least time period. They are the least. Okay, only 30 years. And Tughlaqs, they rule for the most of the years. That is the highest number of years, that is 96. And this is a question that is normally asked in the question, which dynasty ruled for the least time period, okay, and which dynasty ruled for the most or highest time period in the Delhi Sultanate, and you have to answer it. So always remember, the Khaljis, they rule for the least 30 years, and the Tughlaqs, they rule for the highest, that is 96 years. Okay, I hope maybe I'm very clear about this. Chalo, I'm going to write here who are the founders also, so that in one page itself you will have almost all such data written at one place. Okay, see, the slave dynasty was established by Qutub-Ud-Din-Aibak. Okay, so he established the slave dynasty. Then comes the Khalji dynasty. This has been installed by Jalal Uddin Firoz Khalji. Okay, so this has been established by Jalaluddin Firoz Khalji. Then comes the Tughlaqs. Okay, and the Tughlaq has been established by Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. Okay, so this is by Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. Then comes the Sayyid dynasty. This has been established by Khijr Khan. Okay, and the Lodi dynasty has been established by the Behlol Lodi. Okay, so I hope I'm clear till here. Let me see any doubts. 75. Oh, somewhere you calculate, Amit. I told you the years, you calculate. Okay. So the slave dynasty has been started by Qutub-Ud-Din-Aibak. The Khalji dynasty has been started by Jalaluddin Firoz Khalji. The Tughlaq dynasty has been established by the Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. Okay. The Sayyid dynasty has been established by the Khijr Khan, and the Lodi dynasty has been established by the Behlol Lodi. Okay. So we have got a lot of points. If you have any doubts, ask quickly. If you have any doubts, ask. Let me put a notice. Just give me a minute. I will just put a notice. Chale. Alright, so this is the information, the basic information about the dynasties. Okay. I just wanted to drop some message online on Insta. Okay, I have done that. Alright, now let's move on. And we will now go into the depth. Okay, and we will start seeing the slave dynasty, and slaves are going to be very interesting. What is this? Sure. Now comes the slave dynasty. Okay, let me bring up the yellow color. Okay, now we will see the slave dynasty. Okay, the slave dynasty. See, slave dynasty, as I told you, started with 1206 and it will end in 1290 AD. Okay, now Slave dynasty was established by who? It was established by Qutub-Ud-Din-Aibak. Okay, so he is the first ruler. He starts the slave dynasty. Okay, Qutub-Ud-Din-Aibak ruled from 1206 and he dies in 1210. Okay, so it's a very short period of time while the Qutub-Ud-Din-Aibak is going to rule there. Okay, then comes the second ruler. Second ruler is his son, that is Aram Shah. Okay, but he's not going to be there for quite a long time. Within 6 months he has been deposed, so I'm just going to write 1210 here. Okay, and within 6 months he was deposed. Deposed by who? He was defeated and deposed by Iltutmish. Okay, Iltutmish. Okay, he has been deposed by Iltutmish, and Iltutmish is going to rule for quite a long time. He is a very important ruler also. So he is going to start ruling from 1210 and he is going to rule till 1236. Okay, after Iltutmish you will see his eldest son who is going to start ruling, and his name is Rukn-Ud-Din Firoz. Rukn-Ud-Din Firoz, and he is going to rule from